Hello, welcome to The Print. I am Amana Begam Ansari. Public response against the Supreme Court's order to relocate Delhi's NRC's stray dogs to shelters has already settled into the familiar shape of division. Most people seem to fall neatly into two camps: those who view the court's order as an overdue action against a growing health concern, and those who see it as an attack on basic dignity of animal. Even Rahul Gandhi has weighed in, calling the move a step back from decade of human policy. But like most public debates in India, the noise has overtaken the nuances. What's at stake isn't just whether stray dogs belong to onto the street. It's what kind of country respond to deep systematic neglect with courtroom absolutes. From a distance, the stray dog issue might appear to be just another matter of urban policy, but for average Indian, it shapes daily life in far more visceral way. According to 2019 livestock census, India is a home to over 1.5 crore stray dogs, creating one of the most densely entangled human canine landscape in the world. The country also accounts for 36% of global rabies deaths. There are multiple cases of small baby being mauled to the death by stray dogs in India. In Delhi alone, over 35,000 animal bite incidents were recorded between January and June 2025. These numbers offer only a partial picture. They don't fully convey what it means to navigate a street where safety feels negotiable, or how vulnerable one can feel, especially as a child, an elder, or someone walking alone in a city that has outsourced its responsibility to coexistence without offering protection. The problem is real, even if much of debate refuse to admit it. Many activists, whether driven by deep affection of a dog or simply insulated from the reality or ground reality of Indian street, often dismiss these concerns outright. But their distance doesn't erase the risk. I still remember being chased by a dog to my way on the gym and managing to protect myself only because I happened to be carrying an umbrella. Yes, it's true that in many places community do coexist with stray dog, and some even care for them. Dogs often recognize familiar residents and respond with calmness, but that recognition doesn't always extend to outsiders. What the basically dog consider not to be local. I've seen anyone unfamiliar, delivery worker, visitor, passerby can suddenly become a target. What's needed now is a policy-based solution that the situation cannot remain unsuspended between denial and inaction. It has already cost lives. According to the WHO, the true burden of rabies in India is not fully known, but estimates suggest that between 18,000 to 20,000 deaths each year. The economic toll runs parallel. The average cost of post-exposure prophylaxis for rabies is over rupees 5,000 per cases. The figure places strain on families and already overburdened public health system. In some places, the absence of institution response has led to dangerous alternative of as well, like vigilante violence, where individual kills the stray dogs. And yet the crisis cuts both ways. India's streets are also home to countless stray animals living in a chronic neglect, underfed, injured, and exposed to disease. This is as much an animal welfare emergency as it is a public safety one. What we are left with is a city that fails both its people and its animal. So allowing stray dog to continue living unregulated on India's street is no longer a viable option, not for public health and not for animals themselves. A national approach to stray dog management is urgently needed. On that front, I agree with many animal right advocates here that the voiceless should not be subjected to solutions that amount to cruelty in the name of order. The Supreme Court's directive to relocate all stray within 8 weeks is not just unrealistic, it borders on the inhumane. The order also seems to disregard existing law that permit sterilized dogs to be returned to their localities. A plan built around urgency rather than feasibility is unlikely to solve the problem it claims to address. Shelters have a role, but long term solution must confront root causes. Irresponsible pet ownership, lack of sterilization service and underfunded municipal system. If this process is to mean anything, it must be implemented not just with resolve, but with timeline grounded in what's possible, not what simply looks decisive. In India, many who call this is also one of important point I want to address, that in India, many who call themselves dog lovers often seems more invested in the idea of dog than in the actual care they require. Behind the declaration of affection, there is often little regard for regulation, training, or responsibility, and it's not uncommon to see pet ownership tied to aspiration, with a preference for imported breed over adoption from the shelter. This disconnect isn't just social, it's built into our legal framework too. Like in India, a dog that bites is typically isolated for 10 days to check for rabies. If it survives, it's vaccinated and returned. In the UK, by contrast, a dog that threatens or harms a person, I have seen that it can be seized, its owner persecuted, and in some cases, animal put down if it's considered not to be fit in the society. These are not the small differences. They reveal how detailed regulation has been implemented in other country, how it's absent or unclear in India, and that shift burden of danger onto public, while also failing the animal themselves. In the end, a city that cannot protect either its people or its animal isn't just failing at compassion, it's failing to govern at all, and no courtroom directive can fix that unless it's matched with policy, accountability, and the political will to implement both. For more such a video, keep watching The Print.